Arthur Fils played the entire week at the Qatar Open earlier this year, fought through the draw, made it to the final. He earned $285,000. Yannick Sinner lost in the quarterfinals and reportedly walked away with more money than Fils, because Sinner was paid $1.2 million before the tournament even started. The finalist earned less than the quarterfinalist. These are called appearance fees, not prize money, not for winning, not for reaching a certain round. Tournament organizers pay them privately, before the draw even opens, just to guarantee that big names show up. The payments are never announced publicly. Tournaments call it promotional compensation in their paperwork. Players don't confirm numbers. Everyone inside the sport knows it's happening. Nobody puts it in a press release. The ATP actually allows this at 250 and 500 level events. Grand Slams officially ban them. At Roland, Garros, Wimbledon, the Australian Open, the US Open, everyone competes on the same prize structure. But everywhere else on the calendar, legal, hidden, and growing. What surprised me wasn't the existence of the payments, it was the size of them. Because once you see the amounts, the official prize money starts to feel like a side note. Before Federer retired in 2022, he reportedly charged around $1 million just to play at an ATP 250. Not to win it, just to walk through the door. Then there's Alcaraz in Buenos Aires. Local Argentine press, reported by the First Serve, said Alcaraz received $1 million to play at an ATP 250 there. The tournament's entire official prize pool at the time was $711,600. His private fee was bigger than what every other player in the draw was competing for combined. Zverev in Rio 2025 reportedly received a large appearance fee to headline the event, then doubled it after arriving, per the First Serve's reporting from March 2025. And then Qatar, February 2026. Alcaraz and Sinner reportedly received approximately $1.2 million each in promotional compensation, confirmed by Italian sports publication La Gazzetta dello Sport. None of this shows up on the ATP stats page. Here's something I've been thinking about. If you're ranked 200 in the world and find out your first round opponent got paid $1 million just to show up, does that motivate you or annoy you? But if those numbers already don't add up, wait until you see what's happening at exhibitions. That's where the gap between official tennis money and real tennis money becomes almost impossible to ignore. The Six Kings Slam, held in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia as part of the Riyadh season. 6 players invited, no ranking points. No head-to-head record implications. Just matches, played inside a purpose-built 8,000-seat arena. Here's the deal structure confirmed for both the 2024 and 2025 editions. Every single player who attended was guaranteed $1.5 million just for showing up. The winner took home $6 million total. Yannick Sinner won both editions. Now compare that to the 2026 Australian Open, one of the 4 most important tournaments in the sport. The champion there earned $2.8 million. The Six Kings Slam winner earned $6 million. Alcaraz lost the final both years. He earned $1.5 million each time, more than most players make in an entire official season. Taylor Fritz competed in the 2025 edition and said it plainly, "I'd love for them to show me a tournament where you can go play 3 matches well. For the top 2 seeds, 2 matches and potentially make $6 million. He wasn't complaining. He was just pointing out the math doesn't exist anywhere else on the official tour. The matches still matter, the trophies still matter. But financially, the landscape has changed. A 6-player exhibition in a Saudi arena now pays more than winning a Grand Slam. These aren't hostile takeovers. The players choose to go. And that choice tells you something about where the real weight of money now sits. So the top guys are collecting millions in secret before the draw even opens. Fine, but here's the part that actually bothers me. Of everything the top 10 players earned in 2025, only 35% came from prize money. The other 65% came from endorsements, bonuses, and appearance fees. Alcaraz, $48.3 million total in 2025. $35 million of that was from sponsorships and off-court deals. Sinner, $47.3 million total. $27 million from sponsorships. Alcaraz earned more than 5 times what the 10th highest paid man on tour made. Now think about what that money means in practical terms. A top 10 player can afford a full-time coach, a physiotherapist who travels to every tournament, a hitting partner whose only job is to replicate the next opponent's patterns, private travel so they arrive rested, nutritionists, mental coaches, data analysts reviewing their footage. Players ranked around 150? Different situation. A full-time coach on tour costs between $1,800 to $3,000 per week. Add flights, hotels, physio support, food and year-round travel, and the costs pile up fast. That's the reality for players outside the top 100. They're not just competing against better opponents. They're competing against financial limitations that affect every part of their preparation. Here's the number that makes the gap concrete. In 2024, year-end number 1 Sinner earned $17 million in official prize money. Year-end number 100 Federer earned $590,000. Year-end number 250 earned $205,000 before expenses. Annual expenses for a player ranked anywhere between $80 and $150, estimated $400,000 to $700,000. Some players in that zone are running close to a loss, and this gap isn't staying the same. It's getting wider every year. This isn't about players being greedy. The mechanism is structural. Top players get appearance fees. They invest that money into better coaching, better recovery, better preparation. Better results follow. Better results attract bigger sponsors. More sponsor money comes in, which leads to more appearance fees. The cycle continues. Players outside the top 50 sometimes get a small appearance fee at a mid-level event. Players ranked 100 to 200, almost never. Players outside the top 250, nothing. At the very bottom of professional tennis, ITF events offer a total prize pool of $15,000. The winner takes home approximately $2,100. Expenses for travel, hotels, and food on tour, roughly $1,000 per week. Winning the tournament does not guarantee breaking even. Kirampolpanu, a working professional tennis player, earned $6,700 in prize money in a single year. His yearly expenses exceeded $34,000. He took a job coaching just to stay in the sport. Former pro Dominic Thiem said that reaching the professional level can cost up to $100,000 a year as a junior before a single ATP match is ever played. These players grew up watching Federer, watching Djokovic, watching Nadal. They thought, if I work hard enough, I can get there. They gave everything to get here. Some of them are now sharing airport hotel rooms between connections and checking prize money brackets to figure out if they can afford to enter next week's tournament. The ATP knows about this. They launched a whole program to fix it. But the program tells you exactly how deep the problem actually goes. The ATP Baseline program, launched in 2024, top 100 players are guaranteed a minimum of $300,000 in prize money per year. Ranks 101 to 175, $200,000 minimum. Ranks 176 to 250, $100,000 minimum. In 2024, 17 players needed this program to reach the guaranteed minimum. 17 players in the top 250 of professional tennis did not earn their own threshold without ATP support. The ATP paid out $1.3 million to those players that year. That's real money going to people who needed it. At Roland Garros, 2026. Players plan to reduce media appearances before Roland Garros as a form of protest. Their argument, Roland Garros generated €395 million in revenue in 2025. The share going to players as prize money, 14.9%. Players are requesting 22% to match what combined 1,000 level events already pay out. The tournament increased prize money by just 5.4%, while revenue grew 14%. Compare that to the Australian Open, which raised player pay by 16% this year, or the US Open, which went up 20% last year. Roland Garros is the clear outlier. Tournaments are making record revenue. The top players are making record money. And the players in between doing this as a full career, outside the top 50, are still doing the math every single week. Here's what gets me. The entire ecosystem needs lower-ranked players to exist. Every draw needs 128 players, not 6. But the system isn't designed to actually keep them there. The appearance fee system exists for a reason. Without Alcaraz at a 250 in Buenos Aires, tickets don't sell. Cameras don't show up. Broadcasters don't pay. Local sponsors don't commit. Some of these smaller tournaments genuinely cannot survive without a star name on the poster, so they pay for one. That money doesn't come out of the prize pool, it comes from separate commercial budgets, government backing, broadcaster deals. So in one way, the hidden payments keep smaller tournaments alive, which keeps lower-ranked players competing, which keeps the structure of the whole sport running. But the effect runs both ways. The same system that allows a top 10 player to earn $1 million before the draw is posted makes it almost impossible for a player ranked 200 to close the gap. They don't get the off-court money. They can't afford the training setup that the off-court money funds. They fall behind in preparation. They lose early. The cycle tightens. Djokovic said it himself. Directly, we have to do a better job. We have to create a better system for them to make a living, at least break even. He's not wrong, and he's one of the people benefiting most from the current structure. That's what makes it complicated. There's no simple villain here. But the design of the sports secret payments, exhibition money, sponsor wealth concentrated at the very top, is producing a tennis world where the gap between the first name on the draw and the last name on the draw is not just about talent anymore. It's about resources. And that gap is getting harder to cross every single year. There are players out there right now ranked 200, maybe 250, who wake up tomorrow morning, train for 4 hours, fly to a city they've never been to, and walk onto a court against someone who was paid $1 million before the tournament bracket was even drawn. And they still think they can win. Maybe that says something about the sport. Or maybe it says something about what the sport is asking of them.